Well, week 5 was full of a bunch of good performances and some bad. But which landed in the top 5 of the worst and best? Let's talk football. All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the All Round Sports Podcast, where sports are everything on this channel. I'm your host, Antonio. Today, man, did we have a really heavy packed week 5. Today, we are going over my top 5 best performances of the week and my top 5 worst performances of the week. So, here's how I'm going to do this if you guys are new. I'm going to go over each of the teams that are in my top 5. I'm going to talk about what they did right or wrong. I'm going to be going over why they're in the top 5 of either the best or the worst. I did miss week 4 because I was currently on the move. So I am back. So I'm going to be doing week 5 this week. So my current record right now currently stands at 7-6 of the week. The Chiefs Saints game is going on right now. But I wanted to do this because I have my list set up. So without further ado, let's get into the list. So starting us off at number 5 of the best, you've got the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson having an absolute field day. Man, Lamar Jackson was cooking today, cooking on Sunday. He was lighting up the Bengals, threw for 4 touchdowns, and also ran for a couple as well. But man, Lamar Jackson went off. And now the Ravens are finally coming in their own. Their defense, still waiting to see what that is.
Hey! Oh no! Where are you guys?
But their offense is cooking with Derrick Henry in the backfield. That is working with the weapons he has. Some of them are working. Lamar Jackson right now is the top MVP candidate, right there with Jaden Daniels, which they'll face off next week, which I'll be talking about during my weekly predictions. But Lamar, he's by far one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL looking at it right now. But we'll see what happens. But the Ravens come in at number 5 of the best. Now on to the 5th of the worst. You got the Los Angeles Rams. And in one of the worst starts in the Sean McVay era. Now, as we all know, the Rams have been decimated due to injury. But I put him on here because of this stat. Sean McVay is the worst start that the Rams have had under his command in the Sean McVay era. But the Rams, their defense, it's not showing up. Although they did get that pick 6, they are just not showing up. They are not the same Rams from that championship team that we saw 2 years ago. They are not that same squad. They may still have Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp. The Cooper Kupp's currently on injured reserve, but they are still not that same team without Aaron Donald, which they're probably missing him right now. But the Rams, they fall in here at number 5 on the worst. And then coming in at number 4 of the best, you got the Washington Commanders, the still top team of the NFC West. NFC East. This Jaden Daniels, he is going off. Jaden Daniels is looking amazing. He is looking so good right now. Jaden Daniels, the way that they were cooking against that Browns defense, which sure it's not the same when you don't have a quarterback in, which I'll get into later. But Jaden Daniels, he is looking like the top front runner of the offensive rookie of the year right now because he is certainly looking like that guy. Jaden Daniels is him. And watch out for the Commanders. And then number 4 of the worst. You got the Cleveland Browns, primarily Massage Watson. But Massage Watson, he's just not looked good. Deshaun Watson has not looked good. This offense has not done anything with Deshaun Watson currently in the helm. Just terminate the Deshaun Watson experiment and just blow it up because clearly it ain't working. And put in a guy like Jameis Winston, it's pretty much coming to that. And Brown fans are even demanding it.
Get out of here! For what? Get out of here! Beat it! Beat it!
But anyways, this is just not looking good for Cleveland because they have the talent. All they're missing is a quarterback. That's all they're missing. They have everything else except a quarterback, which is why I put the Browns at number 4 and Deshaun Watson at number 4. And then you got the Chicago Bears. Caleb Williams finally shows why the Bears drafted him. Finally, the offense has some production against the Carolina Panthers. Finally, we see this offense cook. And it is about dang time because I had high hopes for the Bears, as probably did many people, but they are rising. They beat the Rams last week, and now they just absolutely destroyed Carolina. And they showed why they did this. The trade and everything with Carolina has all led up to this, and this showed why that the Bears make that trade because they knew that Caleb Williams was going to come in next year, and now he is finally in Chicago, and the Bears are only going to thrive with him at the helm. But the Caleb Williams and the offense comes in at number 3 of the best. So then number 3 of the worst. You got probably the worst loss to ever happen, especially for this team. You've got the New York fraudulent Jets getting absolutely exposed by the Minnesota Vikings. The Jets, Aaron Rodgers, not the same guy. He threw for not 1, not 2, but 3 interceptions against the Vikings defense.
It's quiet. Too quiet. Where is everybody?
They were just not showing up when they needed to. The Vikings just destroyed them and showed why the Jets are not going to make the playoffs because their defense has not shown up. Their offense can't seem to get in a groove. And Aaron Rodgers, most importantly, is looking washed because he's certainly playing like a washed quarterback. But that is why I have the Jets coming in at number 3 of the worst. So at number 2, speaking of the game in London, you've got the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings advance to 5-0. Oh my goodness. Dadgum. I mean, I had the Vikings as a sleeper team early in that video I had on the Minnesota Vikings early in the beginning of the season. I have over 3,000 views on that channel. So be sure to go check that out. I'll have that link down in the description below. And man, I did not expect this from the Vikings. The Vikings absolutely destroying the New York Jets. And for good reason because the Jets are pretty much frauds. But the Vikings just absolutely crunching the heck out of the Jets. And Sam Darnold, this man, he's right now looking like an MVP candidate because you got Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Aaron Jones. We'll see if he's still okay after that injury. And then you also got DJ Hawkinson, who's not back yet, but when he gets back, watch out. And then you also got other sneaky guys in there like Nealer. But this team is dangerous. And they are looking like the top front runners of the NFC right now. Currently, the Lions are on their bye week. But man, this Vikings team, if they keep this up, watch out because they could make a deep run. And then number 2 of the worst. You've got the black and yellow Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers blow the lead against the Cowboys. And man, this was disappointing because I had the Steelers picked. So, to recap, the Steelers had a 17-14 lead with about 5 minutes left in the game. The Cowboys ended it on a game-winning drive on a pass to Jalen Tolbert for the game-winning touchdown. But man, the Steelers, they are not good. Their situation is not looking good at all. Because I've stated this on a variety of occasions. Their offense is not going to be there the whole time, as we just saw this past week. And I explained this during my talk on the Steelers just a few hours ago. But this Steelers team and their defense ain't going to be always be there to have their back because of the offense. The offense had about 200 yards the entire game, and the total passing offense has had one passing touchdown. One. The rest of them have been rushes. The rushing offense is clearly not working because if you got beat down by a diminished Cowboys team that was without Micah, without Demarcus Lawrence, and without Deron Bland, if you got stopped on the run by them and the Colts, you're going to get destroyed by your division rivals coming up. And next week you got the Raiders, and then you got, of course, the Jets, and then the Giants before you go into your bye week. Then you got the Commanders, and then that's when you enter into your tricky schedule. But this is bad news for the Steelers because their offense is not looking good at all. Their defense ain't going to always be there to save their back. They ain't always going to be there. And this was a prime example of that, which is why I have the Steelers coming in at number 2 of the worst. At number 1 was probably the most unexpected turn of events, except for me because I had this team picked. You've got the Atlanta Falcons and Kirk Cousins turning it into Kirktober very early. Man, oh man. This Falcons team showed up on Thursday night. They showed up. And for once, we actually get a good primetime game on Thursday night. For once. This is amazing what we are witnessing from the Atlanta Falcons. They have been just a quarterback away. And this guy, Kirk Cousins, just did that. And let me go over some stats here. He had over 500 passing yards. What? The most by an Atlanta quarterback in Atlanta Falcons history and, of course, in Kirk Cousins' career. With all those weapons in Drake London, Kyle Pitts, who's not that big of a factor, but someone is. Then you also got the running game in Tyler Algier. You got guys like Bijan Robinson. You've got, along with Ray McCloud, which was with the 49ers recently. He was primarily their return guy, but Ray McCloud is becoming more of a factor in the ATL. But this Falcons team, watch out because they could win their division. If they beat the Buccaneers to do it, this would be a huge statement. And that is why I have Kirk and the Falcons at number 1 of the best. And number 1 of the worst. And I almost put my team up here, but this team had a far more embarrassing loss. The 49ers lost to the Cards. So 49ers. I know the 49ers play this team next week. But what the heck was that? You lost to one of the most overrated quarterbacks in the NFL. You got destroyed by the Cardinals. The Cardinals. It wasn't the Giants. It wasn't even the Jets. It was the Cards. And you've lost both of your division rivals this season. You're 0-2 against the division. And I'm telling you all this right now. I'm not in full heart believe that this will happen. If the Seahawks defeat the 49ers, there will be serious talk on the 49ers organization. Because how do you lose to a Rams squad that is diminished enough as it is, and then go on to lose to a Vikings team that is undefeated, as I mentioned earlier? And then you lose to the most overrated quarterback in the NFL in Kyler Murray. I mean, this is unacceptable. And the 49ers, they had better not lose Thursday night, which I don't think they will. I think they'll win. But they need to show up this week. Because if they lose, you'll be 0-3 against your division. And that is not a good thing to have on your resume, especially because you were the defending NFC champion coming into this year. So, 49ers, if you don't show up this week,
we're going to have some hot takes.
But that is why I have the 49ers coming in at number 1 of the worst. But let me know in the comments what you guys think down in the comment section below. Who do you guys think had one of the best performances and worst performances? If it wasn't on my list, let me know why down in the comment section below on which one it should be in that category, and let me know why. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. But for now, I'll catch you all in the next one. Ciao for now.